If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how does society view introverts? Answer by Sabrina Solo. In America, being an introvert is like having a disease. As if quiet and reserved is a synonym for illness and outsider. My mind still saves the snapshots, little memories, a collection of all the things Eva ever been told for simply being me. I still remember the time my math teacher asked me why I never talked in class. I still remember that classmate who questioned why I never held conversations with my teachers. I still remember the way they used to whisper in the back of the classrooms as if I was not right there, sitting right in front of them. Does she ever laugh? Does she ever smile? I remember going home and having no one to express these feelings to, because what college would accept a quiet girl and what parent wants to hear their child never speaks in class. I still remember that time I told a private school interviewer that I was an introvert. I remember how I confessed to someone, for the first time, that society does not favor my personality. I remember, for the first time, someone agreeing with me. I still remember the constant need for smiling, just to remind them that I was, indeed, somewhat like the rest of them. I remember the countless times jokes were made about my introversion. I remember the countless times teachers never understood that I do not learn by participation. I remember tons of other introverts, but I always seem to be the most introverted one. Think of it this way, you are water. You have to be fire, but water and fire do not mix. And how can water be fire? How can fire be water? I was water, but everyone, from adults to the American education system to even my own parents, wanted me to be fire. I was quiet, sweet, and did what had to get done, but society wanted me to be confident, outgoing, assertive, loud. Like being one thing but needing to conform to the opposite. Please understand that my introversion does not make me any lesser than you, and neither does it make me any dumber or less talented than you. Please remember that I'm just like you, another human being with their own set of problems. Have you ever stopped to consider that I might just be an extrovert trapped within a protective shell of introversion and shyness? Answer by Danielle Veskender, poorly and with a lot of misconceptions. Although that is slowly changing, a legacy of extrovert-dominated culture isn't going to go away overnight. Even now, when TV shows are more inclined to acknowledge introverts, it is often in a ridiculing fashion. Think of Big Bang Theory, where the stereotypical high school culture surrounding the extrovert-type jocks, cheerleaders and other popular groups will often go past unremarked or even outright revered. The often socially inept or solitary introvert types are scoffed or laughed at, as is often the case in the very high school culture that these shows are based on. And since that very culture forms the basis for a lot of the framework that we have as adults, not everyone is able to grow out of that mentality, or realize that what they knew isn't entirely based in fact or truth. Notable misconceptions: introverts are by definition shy, withdrawn, insecure, socially inept/anxious, etc., while extroverts are by definition outgoing, assertive, socially competent, more fun. As a point of fact, the traits associated with either group can also be exhibited by the other. Shy extroverts and outgoing introverts exist. Another misconception is that an introvert must be lonely because they are alone. This one comes from the background of extroverts not being able to cope with solitude very easily. So there is some projecting involved. The fun part here is that many introverts are most lonely when they are surrounded by a crowd of people. While when they sit down with a book or other preferred activity they aren't lonely at all, because introverts often inherently lean more towards introspection than extroverts, which tend to be more impulsive. They also tend to dig deeper and acquire more theoretical information about a broad range of subjects, including the nature of introversion versus extroversion. On the flip side, because extroverts are frequently more socially active and outgoing, they acquire a great deal more hands-on experience and will learn more that way. Meaning that the information they acquire is very different and often shaped by the people they come into regular contact with. It is no wonder then that when extroverts commonly hang out with other extroverts that there might be a little echo chamber effect going on, informing their worldview and reinforcing their ideas of fact and reality, especially during that high school and college period that is so formative on our society. Answer by Gary K. Searle, society, or at least Western society, is known to discriminate against introverts. This is because in a world where extroverts are believed to be the high achievers, introverts are misunderstood and forgotten about. However, the misunderstanding of introversion leads people to see high-achieving introverts, of which there are many, to be more extroverted. The reality is these introverts are able to thrive because of their self and social awareness and their high intelligence. J.K. Rowling, Barack Obama and Kim Kardashian are not how typical introverts are viewed. They are 3 examples among many who have found enormous success despite their introversion. Reason? They are not defined by their introversion. Say what you want about Kim Kardashian, she is incredibly successful. Does she have any identifiable talent? That's open to interpretation. But her success cannot be denied. She has made the most of what she does have. Kim Kardashian knows what sells. Barack Obama became the United States' first black president despite being an introvert. He used his humor, intelligence and charisma to become loved by so many people. Obama is one of the most socially aware introverts around. These people are not shy or antisocial, they simply need time to reflect on their own. A chance to recharge their batteries. They are living proof that not all introverts are shy and reserved. Our society is geared towards extroverts and gives more opportunities to those people. But when introversion is combined with social awareness and intelligence, they are often able to thrive in the most incredible way. They slip under the radar and strike when least expected. They can be quiet one moment and the next they are speaking up for what they believe in. This takes people by surprise and are unable to counter it. The way society views introverts can be a great benefit to their chances of success. So if you are introverted, don't hate the way society views you and misunderstands you. Use it to take success from the extroverts who undervalue you.